Hello, everyone, and I hope it's recording. Yes. Oops, my computer is a little bit glitchy. I apologize for this, but it just started. Okay. So today we are going to continue the scanning technique, and I set new position, and I hope you can see it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll check it later. And so this is quite tricky. Yeah, this one is quite tricky, and it's not common position when I can say immediately what is the main point, but we need to question ourselves. What is the main point? Try to figure out faster what you need to do to what is the main point. Like I think it has to be advanced pawns, and it has to be king safety here, and yeah, and be careful with counterplay. So I have to notice after e takes f6, we create threat rook e7 mate, or rook c7, rook e8. And it's very dynamic position, which is actually very good for us because dynamic positions are very simple. It's oftenly forceful. Like there is not many answers after e takes f6. It's also rook c7 candidate move because it's check, yes, and maybe there is something g takes f3, e takes f6. But mostly, of course, e takes f6 makes much sense, and there is possibilities, right? Like rook e2, b4 interferences, b2 interference for the opponent, and there is no much like h5, g5 windows, and so opponent has much more candidates moves, but you should understand it when you see many candidates moves for the opponent. It's not actually many. It is you just check the most forceful continuation first. Like obviously after e takes f6, the most forceful is rook e2 because after rook e2 he has rook e1. How does Hikaru call it? A classic skate. I don't remember. Okay, ice skater. Yeah, ice skater. Yeah. And obviously rook e2 is the most forceful move, and we need to check what to do after that. Is it winning after gf2, rook e1, g2? It's simple. Right in minute 77. Like how can he block 8 of 7, 8 of 8? Rook e6, rook f6, yes. Rook e6, rook f6. But rook e6, d7, another pawn. Rook d2. f7, rook f6. And he stopped both. Right? Or wrong? Yeah, I assume yes. Okay. So first we check the most forceful, the most powerful way to reply. It's if you just start to learn chess, you will even not just start to learn. So usually people go to defensive mode, not attacking, and even when they play for their counter, an example in this position, if you play whites, you also tend, if you don't train it, you tend to defend instead of attacking options. It's if you will be watchful, you will see you do this mistake. Everyone does unless trained. And even more, this mistake becoming even more powerful when you check options for your opponent, like after e takes f6, most of the people will check defensive ways instead of attacking ways. So just correct this mistake as much as possible times, and you will see, wow, you actually need to check attacking options because is the most powerful way. So let's say it takes f6, rook e2. Which options we have? Which options do we have? Connect rooks with ideas of rook c7 and gf and f7 and d7. So connecting rooks is a very powerful way to eliminate all tactics from the opponent's sides or counterplay, and also create more tactical ideas. An example, if we take rook e2, rook c1, what is the most powerful way for to continue for him? Rook c7 is a threat, clear threat. Seems like b6 is the option now. Interference. So this is also a pattern. You need to always check interferences. Right, cannot take with this rook because of rook one or rook one, but can take with this rook. But this, in this case, rooks kind of disconnect each other, and there is no clear checkmate. King will run to e6, I assume. So after this rook takes, there is rook f2, and it's probably draw because of perpetual check here. Like rook c7, king g8, rook c8, king f7, rook c7, king f6, and it's already dangerous. It's already dangerous, yeah. For white, not dangerous, but it's most likely draw. So and we can check it, yes, but we want to find something simpler, like as much as simpler win. Don't try to make it complex. Always check simple ways to win, because the more it's complex, the more chance you will miscalculate. And when you solve puzzles, you still train to take practical decisions. It's very, very important, because you play real chess. You don't have time to calculate 2 hours one position. So you need to take practical decisions. And whenever it's complex, try to find simple way. It's done simple. So they have rook e2, rook c1, bc6, and it's unclear. Yes. At least not that super clear, but maybe there is rook c7, rook b1 idea, and we just go for that. No, it doesn't work. Okay, eliminate is quicker. And I'm calculating very slowly, because usually I don't need to draw arrows or show the moves, like, or explain anything. When we just calculate, we just allow mind to fly through variations. But because I'm trying to record video, I need to do that. So e takes f6 probably the most forceful, rook e2, and rook c1 is logical, but there is interference. Disconnection rook, always check disconnecting rooks. And can we just connect rooks in this way, rook c1, and just defend everything and just win the game? f7 is powerful threat, d7 is powerful threat. And if rook takes f2, there is rook e7, rook c8. And bishop is hanging. And rook e2 is a threat. So how can he stop pawns? Like e takes f6, rook e2, rook c1. Let's say logically pt5, but then d7, or rook e2, d7. King g8 stop to this pawn, but then d7 is also possible. Yeah, g takes f3 possible, and it seems It seems like a good position, yeah. A very good position. Rook takes it2. And if b takes f2 d7, seems nice also. And rook takes it2. Yeah, it seems there is multiple wins, so I don't worry now about it except 6 rook e2 rook c1. So let's say we eliminated rook e2. I mean, you need to check more if you really solve puzzles, but I just want to show you the patterns. And the patterns look, first I connected rooks, check interferences. This is, I mean, you need to check it always yourself and train yourself to see it. See connection rooks and disconnection rooks with by any way, like in this case interferences. Sometimes it can be decoy, sometimes you just delete like says Nakamura to disconnect rooks. And here you connect rooks again and just over protection background. And I mean it's very classical example. So and now we after e takes f6 we must check b4, b2 ideas, but then the question mark his intention is to play rook f2, rook g2, yeah, after let's say b4. b4 more logical because after b2 he disconnects rook from the second rank. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think b4 makes more sense than anything else. Rook f2 still the threat. And sometimes we can win even with rook f1, just over protecting everything. And still threatening f7 and d7. Let's say bd3 f7, bf1, just f8 is winning. Does he has bd3 rook f2? Like rook f1, bd3 f7, rook takes f2, threatening rook f1, checkmate. If rook f1, rook a1, rook f1, checkmate. This makes sense, it's aggressive defense. Rook f1, bd3. f7, bf1. Oops, not bf1, rook takes f2, yeah. This is interesting. Maybe rook h8. F8, check. King h7 and raise win. Maybe. So we have snake patterns there. Like we can move queen literally everywhere. Yes, and I need to defend f1 or attack d3. Yes, to win the game. And I didn't see how to do it actually. I don't see how to do it. No, snake, I mean, look, I don't calculate variation. This is also pattern. I just visualize my queen can be everywhere and I can give check from any of these squares. But I don't see geometry to win. Maybe b7 defending g2. Maybe. And it can be somehow win. Yeah, defending g2 and maybe rook c1 move there. And if rook takes g2, I can take simply queen takes g2. And it can be winning. But it's a little bit shaky, but it seems like winning because I still have this 6 pawn and rook g2, simply queen g2, I just defended everything. Okay, it makes sense. And so I see rook e2 be for the most powerful ways to defend, and in both cases winning. And in this case, the right pattern is to find one more defensive trick, at least, or maybe 2 more defensive tricks for the opponent and try to eliminate it. But I cannot make this video 2 hours, so sorry guys, we take risks, and in real game I would just take. And he plays g5. He actually go to defensive mode. He doesn't play b4, rook e2, doesn't play active moves. And it will happen when we play against computer, because computer is computer. What's his idea? After f7, he wants to play rook takes f2 and attack here. And also he's threatening king g6 and stop this pawn. Okay, his defensive tricks and also bh5, bf7 needs to be aware. He moved the pawn, he opened diagonal. It's not necessarily it's good here because there is maybe some checkmates, because it's also blockade h5. But I mean, you need to see this diagonal opened, and the squares are opened after g5. And his idea is rook takes f2, main idea, or king g6. How can we prevent it? Rook f2, obviously, we can prevent with rook f1, as I mentioned before, but the weak point now he has king g6. And after d7, rook d2. d8 takes. Bishop still hanging, but it doesn't seem like winning. He can move the bishop and take the pawn. I'm not sure. Maybe it's winning. Maybe rook f1. But let's eliminate. What are our possible options? F7 is active, but after rook f2, I don't see any interferences here. I cannot play f8. I can play rook h8, but then he has king g6 now, the window here. Rook h6, king f7. Yeah, and f8 he has perpetual. Like f7 seems doesn't work with 6 king g6 now. Computer is very tricky. Look, he just saw rook h8 and just prepared king g6. And d7 also doesn't make much sense. Like king g6 still an option. And I mean, by the process of elimination, probably rook f1 is only option here. Like f7, d7 doesn't work, rook c7 doesn't make sense. He has king g6, g takes f3, rook f2, rook f2, yes. Any tricks here? I don't see any tricks there. Is there anything else? What am I missing? A very good question. Okay, let's try to quickly eliminate rook f1. Is there any way to eliminate it? Like, so his idea is bh5, king g6. Main ideas, bd5, yeah. bd5, d7 doesn't look correct. bh5, d7, rook d2, d8, takes. Seems most likely winning. And what else? A king g6, d7, rook g2, d8 takes, bishop is hanging, b2. And it's very big question mark, is it winning or not? Very big question mark for me. Because computer maybe can defend it. It's not human. Maybe, but I bet it's winning, yeah. Okay, so we cannot solve it forever, rook f1, and I check maybe a few seconds more. Any possible active defense for him? Defensive tricks. Rook d2 immediately. Did I check it? f7, then f8. Yeah, king g6 the most logical continuation. And D7, rook D2. Maybe I have something better than D8. F7. It doesn't look. No, D8 probably. Okay, let's wait. No, it's wrong. Okay, probably this ending at the end is win. What did I miss? The question is, what did I miss? And it's just 2800 right? And what did I miss? Like I mean, probably I misevaluated ending as the end, and this has to be draw. But I kind of don't see more options here. Like what could I miss? A sound effect knight, but it's 7, rook is 7, king f6. Maybe there is somewhere checkmate, knight h7, king g6, rook g8, king h5, knight h6, king h4. Is it f7, rook f2, f8, knight, king g7, rook e7, king f6, knight h7, king g6, rook g8, king h5, knight h6, king h4, and the trick in h3, self-checkmate. No. What am I missing? f7, rook f2, f8, knight, king g7, some trick. I see only rook e7 makes sense, +1, king f6, more trick. Maybe I'm missing knight d7 from that side, king g6. And maybe there is knight e5 and knight f3, and h2 is defending, taking h1 and it's winning. But this is a good one, yeah. Oh, also wrong. I thought knight f3, knight h2 defending h2. Again, something missing. Sometimes computer just crazy. Rook h8, I checked ideas. Yes, kind of. King g6, rook h6, king f7, rook e7, king g8. Maybe I missed rook h8, rook h6. And I just simply did not calculate till the end. Like rook f2, rook h8, king g6. No, rook h6, king f7. What am I smoking? Rook e7, king g8. I don't see anything. Like maybe there is some weird way to defend through this line. G2, g1. Or h6, h2 defend. That's we usually can miss as humans. Like rooks can defend from these sides. Yeah, I missed something simple like rook f2. G7, G6, f7, and f8 knight. F8 knight, king h5, there's nothing. Rook e6, king h5. Rook h6 check, king g4. And from this side of 4. No, I don't see anything also. But just nice idea. f7. Oops, so what did I want? Rook. Rook c7, rook e7 are also kind of moves. So I have very little time to complete this video. Very, very little. So rook c7, king g6 f7, rook f2. F8 knight doesn't work in h5 here. Doesn't work. So rook also doesn't work. What am I missing? Check maybe. Okay, maybe something like rook h3, g3. Ah, it's file. Yeah. H2 protected. Yeah. I mean, I saw it. H2 defended. Yeah, G takes F3 check, and uh, and and then simply give check. And I mean, the main idea, yes, as I said, H file would defend H2. Yeah, that was we don't see. But what is the move order, right? Rook C7. No. How did I solve it? H6 is hanging, yeah. Rook C7. No, H6 was the main point, yeah. D7, Rook H8, Rook H. Wait. D7, Rook takes F2. Oh, how I mean, I just solved it and forgot the variation. This is crazy. No, the same is F7. F7 we eliminated. Seven into 6. Hmm. The path in some variations also makes sense. And you open this and G5, D8, but it's not working. Wait, G takes F3, Rook takes F2, yes. And where did I see? No, not this move order. Where did I see Rook H8? Rook H8, Rook H6. It makes sense only if I go F7 or D7. D7, Rook takes F2. Rook H8, King G6. But why Rook H6? I can't take King, can take King H6. Maybe I just messed it up. Yeah, I guess soon it will just stop record. Because I have limited time. And I still don't see the win. King e1. Ay. King e1. Seriously? Wow. I mean, when we remove this rook, king can move to e1 and defend it to square with this move, this rook. And it's simple win, like g takes f3, rook f2, and rook e7. Rook g2, king f1, rook f2, king e1. It's just winning. Oops, it's also wrong. What? Don't say me rook e7 first and then gf. More further. Oops. What? G7, rook e7, gf. Huh? This is also wrong. Like, this is very, very underrated puzzle because so many options and rook g8, rook g7 candidates moves. G takes f2, rook g2, still king f1. Wow, this bishop doesn't matter. We still can move king to e1. Ah, this bishop doesn't matter. Yeah. Wow. Oh, it's very hard. I mean, it's not 28% sure. Not near. Madness. Yeah, like so many options and these positions, position looks horrible because all kinds of threats, but this looks controls everything and the one square is open. So king lost again, and yeah. Let's check variations with the engine to quickly check what did we miscalculate. Oh gosh, it's glitchy, and hey, it's very, very glitchy. But what can I do? Yeah, g5 is main move, and rook e2, we also check the option, but rook f1, wow. But rook is c1 is also when rook is c1, and we thought about rook c6, which is second engine move, but it doesn't work. Rook 8 c6. Ah, because king can simply move to e1. I initially missed. I missed checkmate here. Oh, I just didn't see rook g7. Rook c8. Nice. Nice miss. Yeah. This is why we need to check more, refutate our beautiful ideas from both sides. It's quite common, and that's why we need to check everything with the engine. Yes, here's just simple one is really the same idea as overprotection. Yeah. Wait, what did we calculate more? Like takes. It was not this out. Sorry. I mean, I just even cannot move anything. And b4 was another option. And it's simply d7 because after rook f2, I guess what? Rook takes c4 or rook h8. Rook h8. I mean, also good to notice like how blind am I. Okay, he takes f6 was played and g5. And initially, what did I think? What was my first idea? F7 I played on. Rook f1 was first idea. And then only rook b7. Wow, always check like this idea. We need to see the rooks like a warrior with a sword, which attacking from and defending from all sides. If you understand like this, you won't miss the ideas um, with rook b7. Yeah, sure. Also bh5 d7. We evaluated this almost winning. And I was worried about about king g6 mostly. d7, rook d2, and it's winning. Says engine. Oops. I had no doubts, like it's very tough position practically. I don't think human will defend it much, yeah, like, but I had doubts maybe computer somehow can defend it. Yeah, but I missed. Oh, I missed simple idea with rook b7. Not really simple, but b7 would be two. That's how rooks play. Next was d7, rook f2. D7 is the main idea. And also I thought about f7, rook takes f2 here, and no rook e7 check now, yeah. And I thought f8 knight and knight e5, knight f3 at the end of the variation, but what did I miss here? Rook e7, I think, in f6, I thought knight e7, king g6, I thought knight e5, king h5, and I thought knight f3, rook g2, and I thought king h1, and this is over. But rook gf2, and it's still draw. Wow. It's very easy to stop here. Like knight guarding h2 pawn, g1 square, e1 square. It's very, very easy to stop here and say it's winning. Like, I mean, we have extra horse and everything is over protected. Rook f2 is only move. That's why it's computer puzzle, you know? Yeah. Yeah, and no knight g1 because this is made. And yet it's not over, like d7, rook f3, king g1. He has a clear way to make a draw here. Very clear way. Wow. And yeah, blockade, e1 square is blocked now. Boom. Very clear, like check, bring rook to e1, otherwise king move to e1, self blockade, and on then rook b2, and it's draw. No. But it's precise at very least. And what we actually played, f7, rook f2. No, d7 was the right move. Rook f2. And now, yes. And I thought like g takes f3 is winning. But the way he draws his rook f d2, yes. Simply threatening rook d1. Has to defend. And if someone is better, it's already blocked, yeah. Just delete that issue. Wow. Yeah, just simple draw. What else did I think? It's very, very powerful puzzle because many mistakes, many miscalculations. Okay. And I had some ideas with rook h6 there and rook defending h2, but make it simple. So finally, rook h7, king g6, and just d8. Rook defending here, and everything is defended. But intuitively, it's very, very hard to go here. Like, oh my gosh, it looks like horrible. But there is nothing. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you could enjoy and I hope you could solve this puzzle. Not like the, yeah. And wish you happiness from Cambodia. With that, stop sharing screen in this glitchy computer. Okay, stop sharing screen and end video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye. And meet you for